Welcome back to Dubsy Bricks for another episode of Building Mandalore in Lego. And I'm going to be carrying on working on this section here on this update. Now, the plan at the moment is I'm going to put a tunnel entrance in the support structure just there. It's not going to lead anywhere. I may put it so there's a closed hatch on there, or just put the black wall effect as I'm doing on the ones down on this end here. With this curved wall, once it gets to the other side, I want to start curving it back this way. However, it's not going to curve all the way around, because obviously the only way you'd be able to see in there would be from above. But what I want to do is have it so it comes to probably about there, and then I'll just come straight back, and the same on this side. So when you're viewing inside, you can see a curved wall and not a straight one all the way along the edge. I just think that's going to look a little better. I'm going to experiment with it. If it doesn't look right, then I will obviously just do the straight line going back. Now, I did have a good search through all of my pieces, and I have actually managed to find some of the arches that I need. Totally forgot I did actually get some for my back cave mock, and I never actually used them on there, so that's good. It's going to enable me to do a little bit more than I was originally expecting to, without having to wait for orders to come in from Bricklink and Lego.com. The other thing I am considering doing is making this section here go a lot higher. So that part of the city is going to be higher than this side over here. And again, I think it's just going to have more character to it. Rather than have this all flat, I can have stairs coming down and other details, maybe walkways going across. So it's an ever-evolving design of this city. But anyway, without further ado, let's get the plates out, let's get the bricks out, and let's get building. And we have our first technical problem of the update. I removed all the support structure along this wall here, ready to build the entrance to the tunnel in there. Going to have black bricks at the back, which is solid, going all the way up, and that's going to help take the weight of the build above, as well as the arches. All of that together should be strong enough to take the weight. What I want to have is, when you look through here, you can see the curvature of the wall. And the problem I've got is, this is the connection. It's a hinge on here, and it just looks so ugly. This is what you're looking at, and I don't want to see that all the way up. I could put jumper plates on the front here and put a tile over it, but again, it's just not going to have the smooth look that the rest of the mock is going to have on the exterior walls. Now, one thing I am considering doing is shrinking the tunnel entrance by one stud. That's going to give me a little bit more room to work with on this end, and I think it could look a lot tidier. The one problem with doing that is it's going to be a different size than these tunnel entrances down here. Now, again, I could shrink these by one stud. These two here are not going to be a problem, but if I do it on the back one as well, it means I've got to move all of this along by one stud, and also the design in the centre of the room is not going to be symmetrical. So I just need to work out what's going to be the best option. So we're going to have a little bit of a play with it, and then once we decided what we'll do, we'll make those amendments accordingly and go from there. The other option I could do to help with the symmetrical side of things is shrink it by two studs, but again, I'm not sure how good that's going to look. So anyway, let's carry on experimenting with this and see what we come up with. And that's the first tunnel entrance all put in place, and the curved walls started around the front here. This is the view you're going to get when peering through the hole, and I think it looks a lot better than having that just going straight across there. I'm really happy with the look of that join on the wall, how it goes around, as opposed to the previous way that it was going to be. So shrinking that by the one stud has definitely worked, I think, and I'm more than happy to keep it that way. And to be fair, I don't think I even need to shrink the ones on the other part of the build. I think it's going to be absolutely fine. All I need to do now is replicate it on this side. So I need to take the support wall down on here, put the black bricks along the back as I've done on that side, and then build that in, and then again bring the curved wall around the front again. Now, once I've done that, I've got to work out how high up I'm going to come before I put a beam going across here. I want it so you can see into this room, but obviously I need to have it so the top section is a whole circle looking down. It'd be nice to make this a lot taller, so I am definitely going to be bringing the support structure on the back base plate just there up, probably by about another 7 or 8 bricks, and then it will step down when we get onto this next base plate across. Anyway, that's enough talking. Let's get back to building. And that's the support structures all built up on the side and the back. So I've gone up by about another 6 bricks, I think it is, on the back there. Put the plates across as before. I'm going to put an extra plate across in between each row at the moment, and that's going to help with the support of the black 6x8 plates that I'm going to put on top of that, which I got off the brick wall a little while ago. Once I've done that, I'm going to continue to build the grey walls up all the way along the side here and also at the front. So let's get those two parts done, and we'll check back in and show you what it looks like once we've done so. And a fair bit of progress has been made. Back section, that's all been plated off now, ready to be built on top of. All of the walls inside this chamber are now up to pretty much the right height, ready to be tiled off along the top for the roof section to go on. And I've even built the wall across the front here. Now, I've had to put a couple of modified plates on the front there, and that's to cover up the hinges. Due to the section in the middle of the hinge there, if it'll focus, you can't actually put a plate on that stud just there. So you have to go one to the side of it, and then there's an ugly hole looking through. So I thought I'd put the modified plates on there and put a tile on the front of that. I think it's just going to look that little bit tidier. But really happy with how much progress managed to get done on this so far, and really liking the look of it. Now, the one thing I have got to work out is how I'm going to be doing the elevator shaft at the back. I want to use these pieces here, however I want it to be 8 wide and these are only 6 wide. So how I go about that, I'm not yet sure. I'm going to have to use a combination of these with some yellow plates, but we'll worry about that further down the line. Next thing I'll work out is how I'm going to be doing the plating off on this and getting it as circular looking as possible. You need to do a lot of experimenting with the wedge plates and see if there is a good solution to that, or whether or not I've got to use more hinge pieces. But yeah, we'll cross that bridge a little bit later on. And here we have the first prototype for the circle that will be going on the roof section of that chamber that we've been building. Unfortunately, although this is the right width for the actual section, this part here is too narrow, and it's only the brick wall below it is 4 studs wide, whereas obviously this is only 2. So I need to shrink this somehow without losing the circular effect. Now on here, I've got a 4x2 wedge plate, then a 3x2 wedge plate, and I think I could possibly lose those 3x2 wedge plates. So there's 2 there, 2 here, 2 there, and 2 there. So I'll actually gain 6 studs on there, so make it a little bit smaller, and it should work perfectly. So let's make those amendments, and then we can have a look and see how it looks. And here is the second prototype for the circle on the top, and I'm much happier with how this one has come out. It will eventually come right to the edge here where the blue brick is, which is going to give me a little bit more to work with building wise, and again it will come all the way to the front. But now I know that this does work, I can order all of the right pieces in the correct colour, which is the light bluish grey. Obviously, due to it being the festive period, it's going to take a little bit longer, I think, for me to receive them from lego.com, but I will place the order as soon as possible and see what happens. I know you can only purchase the bestseller parts at the moment, and it's January before you can order the other pieces, so whether or not I've got to wait till then to get them, I'm going to have a look and see what's on, which pieces are on which list basically, but we'll get them in as soon as possible. The one good thing is this part here is not going to hold the mock up. I can turn my attentions to other parts of the mock and then come back and do this bit afterwards. It's not like I'm going to be building anything major on top of this, so it's not too much of a problem. This section here will be 3 plates wide. So I'm going to have the wedge plates, then just normal plates, and then another row of wedge plates on there. And then hopefully I'll find some technique to put around the inside to give it a nice finish, to cover up the gap that's going to be between the 2 wedge plates. But I'll experiment more with that further down the line. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this update. If you have, please remember to give us a big thumbs up. If you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing to the channel. And if you know anybody else you think would be interested in Mandalore or the Gotham build series, please share the channel with them. Anyway, thanks for walking on by, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.